I started focusing on body recomposition and actually fueling my body properly is when I started to see results. So in this video, I'm essentially going to be explaining how to actually maintain your weight loss after you lose it, because that is the secret sauce to seeing sustainable change in your body. If you don't know, I'm currently on a 12-month mission to look better in my 30s than I did at 25. No extremes, no calorie counting, and literally taking you behind the scenes of what it's actually like to change your body composition. So the game plan for this week is I'm going to show you how to find maintenance calories, because I have been maintaining my weight now for probably 3 months, because I am in the performance phase, which is where I'm focusing on getting stronger and eating at maintenance and maintaining this current weight. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then my 2 other focuses is, number 1, we are taking a deload in the gym, so really backing off the intensity of my training, because I've just finished off my strength block and I have progressed in pretty much everything, which I'm super stoked about. But yeah, so we're going to deload this week, and then also just making sure that I'm anchoring back into really fueling my body properly, not under eating. If you watched the review last week of how the first 8 weeks went, you'll understand what I mean by that. Yeah, like I said, I feel really shit, and I just wanted to pick up the camera just to show you guys what's really going on. BTS. So yeah, today I'm literally probably deciding if I want to watch the Kardashians or not, the new season. I haven't watched it yet, and I love the Kardashians. Tomorrow, when we are going to train together. Good morning, happy Sunday. Let's work out together. We're at the gym. Let's freaking go. RDLs are done. This week it is 6 out of 10 intensity. It's a bit of a deload because we pushed it and tested our max last week. So now I'm doing seated shoulder press. It's a hypertrophy block this round, so focusing on building muscle. So rep range is a little bit higher, 6 to about 12, depending on the exercise. So let's hit some shoulders. All right, we're going for 14 kgs overhead press. Let's see if she's still got it. It's really important, you guys, that you rest between sets, and if you don't need to rest between your sets, that probably means you're not lifting heavy enough or training at the right intensity. So as a rule of thumb, like right now, I physically need rest. That's the difference between getting like a pump in Pilates, say, versus strength training, because there's such a common question I get asked is like, what's the best for like toning and looking a certain way? And essentially it's to build muscle, because muscle is the thing that helps you look good. And the thing with Pilates, it's like, yes, you get a really good burn and you feel like you're working really hard. However, you're not pushing your muscle close enough to actual failure. So how do you know if you're pushing your muscles close to failure? It's like when you finish the exercise, so say in Pilates or in strength training, and you get to that point where you feel like you can't do any more, then you rest. And if you feel like you can still do more, like a lot of the case of Pilates, if you just have a little break, you can smash out at like another 10 or 15 reps, then you know you're not training to failure. In comparison to strength training, like right now, for me to pick up these weights and do more after like 5 seconds, probably not going to happen. So that's like a little tidbit so that you know that if your training is helping you achieve your goals or not. Okay, we're doing an inverted row now. This is something I love to do to complement my pull-ups and chin-ups. It's a really good way to get more volume in, to get a little bit stronger in these, to improve the movement pattern. Okay, now I'm doing cable kickbacks. The trick with these is to not go too heavy, because you need to really be able to feel them in your glutes. For a really long time, I was just butchering these, and I was just like using momentum and like really trying to swing like this to lift more weight. but it's about really making sure you're getting that mind-muscle connection, and as you're coming out, like you're really squeezing the glutes. So I'm going to do these with a bit of a bias to an abduction, so out to the side a little bit more to get the top of my glute. This is where I'm really trying to build. That's my area of my glutes that are. This is also an exercise that you're going to probably sit on the same weight for a while. I'm just going to add reps so you can lift heavier with good form. All right. Alright, next exercise, we have some sumo squats, and I'm doing them very upright because I'm really trying to get my inner thighs. I have been so tight in my inner thighs, so one of the best ways to stretch a muscle, make it more flexible, is actually strength training, getting it stronger through its full range of motion. It's really, I'm going to go super upright. Oh, really driving my knees out. Weight through my heels. Okay, we have one exercise to go. Abs. We're set up in this position. Really got to make sure that you're engaging your upper back, so shoulders are where it is, tuck coming in. So it's all abs. I only did 7 because I could have done more, but then I felt my abs not contracting hard. It's also one of my weak spots. My calves, my glute, side bum, glute med, and my abs. Really common with people with back pain. So they're my areas that I'm really focusing on. So for that one in particular, like once I got to 7, I'm stopping because I feel my abs like not being able to hold the contraction anymore. So the endurance needs to improve. That's okay, 1% better every day. I need to show you guys something. Behind the scenes, I've been working super hard on upgrading the Fit and Free Academy. Obviously, it's in full testing mode right now. I'm testing it. I've got one client who's also testing it. I'm going to roll it out to a few more just to see the vibe, because obviously we need to test to make sure it's perfectionist over here. But I'm just like so happy with it. Sneak little peek. Does anyone else leave a little bit of coffee in their coffee cup after they go to the gym? Because same, I do that. Anyway, I got cut off because there was a girl walking into the gym, and to be honest, I was embarrassed about talking to the camera. So anyway, but yes, the app is so smick. It looks so nice, and I'm super excited to keep testing it and roll it out. I know it's going to help so many women in their health and fitness journey, which I'm super excited about. Now I am at the fruit shed and doing my weekly fruit and veg shop. I like to go specifically to the fruit and veg shop instead of buying it at Woolies and Coles, because I find it's just like so much cheaper. And then also it's just good quality as well. Hit and miss actually, but we just pick out the good stuff. And then today I've got a very exciting day today. I've got something planned for this afternoon. I'll tell you about that later. But let's go do these groceries. Oat flat white every day. So we're making breakfast together. The other really cool thing about this new app, the Fit and Free Academy app upgrade that we're doing, it's just got my meal plan inside the app, which is just so good. So of course I write my own meal plans because I love food. So this just all of my amazing recipes here, personalized to my target. So it's super easy, super convenient. This morning we're making a bacon and egg McMuffin. It's just so nice just having the quantities of how much of each ingredient to have just on your phone. Just like, you're gonna have breakfast, may as well make it balanced and also make it in alignment with your goals, because you're eating a meal anyway. You may as well, like, you know, tick the boxes. How good does this look? Amazing. Mango and a bacon and egg muffin for breakfast. Yeah, that will do me. Good afternoon, you guys. So it's now Sunday afternoon and we've had the best day. Just a combination of getting our week ready. We went to the plaza, just been chilling. I've been watching All's Fair. It's the new lawyer show that Kim Kardashian's in, and I love the Kardashians, so I obviously have to watch it. And it's like low-key giving Suits but for females, a little bit of shit acting, but kind of obsessed with it. I really like the storyline. Now I am going to sit down and do something that I've been looking forward to and I'm super excited about, is actually make my 2026 vision board. At the end of every year, I always take some time to reflect. I have lots of journal prompts that I go through, really reflecting in on what were my goals of 2025. Did I achieve them? Why not? What were the patterns that were getting in my way? Where did I self-sabotage? What situations, what feelings, what emotions were getting in the way? But so I do the reflection piece, but then I also do the vision boarding and the goal setting. And I'm going away next week for a week. So I thought tonight, this afternoon is the perfect time to do it. The sun is setting. I have lit my candle, vibing, and I am going to do it. So I've actually already gone to Officeworks and I've printed off all of my pickies for the board. I'm like truly inspired and I'm like really getting in the vibe of 2026. Something that I've learned about 2025 is like this year was really about healing. Like I've just really worked on my mental health this year behind the scenes, and I feel so like stronger than ever, and in terms of like mentally and physically, of course. But yeah, no, this year was really about just kind of stability, safety, security, and just like really working on my happiness more so than anything, because traveling the world for 3 years before this year was like not having a stable base and running a business and moving every 3 to 9 months. It got a lot and it really took a toll on me. So I definitely, this year it's just been a really special one. But anyway, I've got all of my photos printed off to put on my board. I'm super excited. A few things is definitely I want to go back to Europe, definitely want to get married as well. Not necessarily next year, but like probably start planning everything. Niels and I have been engaged for I think 4 or almost 5 years now. We've been together for, it will be 12 years in March, so 11 years. We haven't planned a wedding. So that's something that I definitely are on the cards now, which is so exciting. But yeah, so I'm going to sit here. I'm going to get in the vibes. I want it to be your inspiration to you guys to sit down and figure out what you guys want to achieve. I've been vision boarding for years now. Allowed me to achieve so much, especially, traveling, running my business, working with amazing women. It's just, if I didn't have this vision and this deep why, then I would still be working a 9 to 5 and just not have the abundance of freedom that I have, which is super, super important to me. Good morning, you guys. Happy Monday. I've got 45 minutes to put my slow cooker Mexican on, have breakfast before my call. Went for a run this morning. I'm doing 1 run per week and to be honest, I hate it, but I'm trying to do things that I hate just to build my resilience up a little bit. So, and to work on my cardiovascular health as well. Oh, sorry about the coffee machine. All right, so this morning we are making, just opening up the Fit and Free app, slow cooked beef tacos, but I'm not going to do tacos. I'm going to do burrito bowls instead, just because that's what I feel like. So yeah, let's do it. All right, I'm going to slow cook all day. I love using slow cooker. So I'm putting in 1 whole onion, 600 grams of oyster blade steak. I like oyster blade because it's a little bit fatty, but still pretty lean. Then I'm going to do 200 grams of this. In a perfect world, this should be Mexican like salsa. This is store-bought salsa, but I forgot about it. Yeah, so we're just doing 2 tomatoes, half a tin of that. Then Mexican seasoning. Niels has the Spice Master has made homemade one, so I'm going to just use that. That's 40 grams of that. Then vinegar, 30 mils of this. It's a bit weird using cooking vinegar, but it's the same thing. Just double check it's not bleach. Yep, good. And then just some water, and then literally that's all. So I'm just gonna mix that up a little bit and put the water in. So now that's gonna cook low and slow all day because I'm gonna have this for dinner. And like then I'm gonna put it with some slaw, rice, avocado, maybe some cheese as well. That's it, done. So super easy. We are about easy recipes here, but delicious ones. So yeah, low and slow, put it on. Sit. I'm gonna have breakfast now. I'm gonna have a bacon and egg muffin like I had yesterday. I'm so hot after going for that run. I'm just like, dang. So the slow cooker is on. I'm very excited about that. As I was saying is, so how to find your maintenance calories, how to maintain your weight after you lose it. So to find maintenance calories, you just need 2 things. You need to know, kind of keep track of how much you're eating. I personally am not tracking every single calorie. I have structure to my main meals in terms of portion sizes. So every single main, I know what my carb, fat, protein, fiber, veg needs to look like. So I have, even though I'm not necessarily counting calories, I'm still very intentional and aware of what I'm putting on my plate. So I've got a really good idea of how much essentially I'm eating. And then my snacks and my meals are always going to be the same throughout the day. I like to call it my Lego block system. So that, and then weighing yourself. So I personally weigh myself 4 times a week, Tuesday to Friday. I weighed myself this morning, and I'll weigh myself every single day the same time after I go to the toilet if possible. Because essentially in order to find maintenance, you need to know how much you're eating and then what your weight is doing. So true maintenance calories is just maintaining that weight. So that's essentially what you need to be able to do after you go through a calorie deficit. I'm a strong believer that you don't have to reverse diet, because essentially a reverse diet is just prolonging yourself in a calorie deficit. You can just jump to true maintenance, but of course you just got to figure that out, that what that looks like for you at your new weight. It's really important that if you are doing it properly, that you're looking at trends and not single weigh-ins, because if you saw my review, like your weight will fluctuate so much. Like I've got 2 massive spikes per month and it's hormonal a lot of the time. And that's also why I don't normally weigh myself on a Monday, because if I go out on the weekend and I eat like a pizza or something that's, you know, a little bit higher in carbohydrate or salt, then my body holds onto water and that is reflected in the scale. So I just let my body cool down. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I look at my averages and I look at the trends. Because if you're just taking 1 weigh-in per week and it's one day it happened to land on when you are ovulating or close to your menstrual cycle and the spike is like so high, then you like freak out. You're like, oh my God, I've gained 2 kilos. So that's why it's really, really important to be taking trends. I really encourage my clients to normalize numbers. Of course, it's not supportive for everyone, but the reason why is because it gives us so much data and it gives us so much power, because we're like, sweet, we're at maintenance calories, we're maintaining. Or if we're gaining weight, then we're like, okay, cool, we're looking at this trend. Now I need to tidy this up a little bit. Or if I'm losing and you're not supposed to be, then again, we get our power back and we get to make subtle changes. And it's really important. I'm also a big advocate on doing mindset work around the scale, because it's like if you are making the scale mean, like if it's going up and you're attached to it and you're making it mean something negative about yourself, like you're failing, you're not doing a good enough job, your nutrition is not working, you have to restrict yourself. I lived in that mindset for 26 years of my life. So trust me when I say I get it. But honestly, normalizing numbers for me was one of the best things that I ever did, and being able to detach my worth and value from the number on the scale and how well I'm lifting and how well I'm eating, and just being able to utilize it to help me achieve my goals has been just like an absolute game changer. And that's why I encourage women to utilize it, because when we can actually detach our worth, our value, how disciplined we are, or anything like that, then we can actually utilize science and utilize, you know, it as data and to help us achieve our goals, essentially. So instead of reacting to it and then self-sabotaging because of it, we get to just be like, oh, okay, cool. And then we get to be like, okay, sweet, let's intervene, let's make a decision, let's fix things up. Because once you understand, it's like at any point in your journey, you're always going to be one of three phases. You're going to be maintaining your weight, and that's where that's where you live your life. That's where I really encourage everyone to, you know, thrive and continue just fueling your body so well. But then if you want to lose a bit of fat, then in a fat loss phase, or if you want to build more muscle, going into a muscle building phase. And once you understand those phases, and once you get that, it's like, well, fat loss actually becomes really simple, because it's just like, sweet, in this certain phase, I know my nutrition needs to look a certain way for that goal. Then, like, while still including all of your favorite foods, you nail that, and then just move to the next phase. Instead of dieting, instead of being all in or all out, or being restrictive, or being good, it's like, let's just fuel our bodies properly. So essentially, if you are struggling in lack of maintaining your weight, all you need to do is you need to know exactly how much you're eating, keeping track of that, and just weighing yourself. And that together is going to tell you your maintenance. So you'll see me for the rest of the week, weighing in. But like you saw in my review, if you haven't watched that, go watch my last episode. I've been maintaining at like 63 really well. And remember, maintenance it's a sliding scale, because at the end of the day, maintenance is based off your movement for the day, and every single day is not going to look the same. You're not a robot. So being hungrier some days than other days is so normal, because it's not only based off like your exercise, but also your daily movement, also known as your daily exercise activity thermogenesis, right? Your steps, your fidgeting, all of these things contribute to maintenance. So some days, if you're more active, if you're training harder, you're doing more steps, or maybe you're just doing more at work, then on those days, maintenance is going to look a little bit more. It's not black and white, it's very flexible. And that's very hard for a lot of women to understand, myself included, because I was like, oh my God, that's the exact numbers. I have to eat this much every single day. But at the end of the day, maintenance is not exact. It's definitely a sliding scale. So that's why it's so important, not only to be able to, you know, utilize the meal structure, but then also rely on your hunger and fullness cues when you're at maintenance, because when we marry the two is when you really be able to intuitively eat. Because you might have this maintenance calories, but one day you might go on a hike, you might have worked extra, you might have, you know, insert anything extra, then on that day, your maintenance calories is going to be higher because you're burning more. So that's why it's really important to be able to trust your hunger and fullness cues, as well as the meal structure, so that you can fuel your body appropriately. Because if you're under eating at maintenance, it's also going to cause you to overeat later. So just a hot tip in that, know that it's not black and white, it's absolutely flexible, and we need to let go of the all or nothing thinking around that. So that is exactly how you're going to do that. This morning has been crazy. Like, I have just been cooking. I have been doing some collaborations with some protein brands, which has been really fun. I've been creating content for them. And this morning I made 2 pieces of content. I've made them chopped coconut protein balls, and I also made them white chocolate raspberry muffin. And I'll tell you, both of those recipes absolutely slap. So yum. I definitely probably will be sharing them on Instagram, so make sure you follow me over there as well. And we're going to make my lunch now. It is 1:50. It's like almost 2 o'clock, so let's go do that. We are having bagels this week. So quickly show you these muffins. So good. For lunch, what we're doing this week is I've simply, 125 grams of chicken per meal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this chicken with mayonnaise, about 10 grams per portion, so 40 grams, and then cheese, 10 grams as well, so 40 grams. I'm gonna mix that all together, and that's gonna be the base of my bagels. Then I got these ones this week, low carb, 12 grams of protein. I'm actually, yeah, I'm excited about these. So one of these, and then I'm just gonna put like lettuce, beetroot, carrot, alfalfa, and any other veggies. And that's gonna be my lunch for the week. So now this is just gonna sit in the fridge. I'm gonna make this every day. This is something you can absolutely meal prep, like bulk meal prep your ingredients, and then throw it together every day, throw it together fresh every morning, wrap it up in some baking paper, and you're good to go. So let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna put the chicken in. And in the air fryer as well, so no messing up, we love that. Then Kewpie mayo. Also, I've been using the half-fat Kewpie mayo, but this one is wasabi. Love wasabi. And it's the same macros as the half-fat. So we're using this. 40 grams goes in. And then cheese. Again, we're doing 40 grams. Someone left the door open. Then we're gonna mix all of this up. It's a bit stuck together from the air fryer, but whatever, it's going to taste really good. Put some salt in, and then make the rest of the bagel, and just like that. See? Ready to go in my little bagels. So then we can just make that fresh every single day. Toast the bagel, and we'll put it all together. Can you tell that I love food? Because I do. So who's watching the Love Island finale tonight? Because I am. I'm excited to watch the truth bike to see what drama comes up. But yes, I'm gonna enjoy this now. I literally love myself right now. This is incredible. And to think, I went years not eating food like this because bagels, oh my god, too many calories, too many carbs. Oh, ew. Sorry. Cheers, girlies. It's afternoon tea time, 4 o'clock. Do you know what's iconic? This is iconic. I'm putting this on top of my Ninja Creamy. So, I'm trying to perfect a Ninja Creamy that's dairy-free because my stomach doesn't like dairy very much, which is so sad because I love dairy. This is a coconut milk based one. Oh, look at that. Oh, I think we've done it. I think I'm going to spin it one more time. And then add this. But a full thing of dairy, my tummy doesn't like it. I can tolerate a little bit, but not a lot. So, happy afternoon tea. Over the last 4 days, I have been weighing in at the same time in the morning because now I have my weekly average. My weekly average weight is 63.3, which I'm not mad about because it's, you know, more social, busy time of the year. I'm in deep into my luteal phase. I'm expecting my period. So yeah, I'm really happy with that maintaining. So I really hope this episode has given you some clarity in terms of how to maintain your weight after you lose it, because at the end of the day, I find that that is the hardest part for most women. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling. I hope you have the best Christmas, New Year's. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you more than you know, and I will see you guys in the next episode where it will be my Christmas family vlog. I know it will be a little bit late because Christmas has always been, but this is my life, so this is the vibe and this is how we're doing it. So I'll see you guys next week.